Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will explore the mystery of perpetual motion. Does it really exist? Humans have long carried dreams. Create a perpetual motion, a mechanical device that can operate non-stop without the need for external energy. This idea is a perpetual motion machine. Does it really exist in reality, or only in dreams? People don't stop looking. This idea started in India, spreading to Islamic countries, and came to the West in the 12th century. One of the first famous designs, perpetual motion machine. It belongs to the French inventor. He designed a wheel with a spindle in the middle, on the rim of the wheel with 12 small indented bars. Each bar is attached to a protruding iron ball. The idea is that the iron balls on the right are far from the axis. The iron ball on the left create a stronger torque to the right. That makes the wheel spin endlessly. This design has made a great deal of noise. It caught the attention of many inventors. They were based on to create a series of perpetual engine versions with different unique shapes. However, no matter how creative, every machine turns for a while and then stops. When analyzed thoroughly, scientists have discovered that although the torque of each right iron ball is large, but the amount of demand is small. Meanwhile, the iron balls on the left, although they create a smaller torque, but there are many. It's this disparity make the wheel can't remain in rotation forever. Not to mention that friction is also an important factor, hindering the operation. By 1717, a French scientist declared he invented out. A self-rolling wheel is a type of perpetual motion machine. The news was quickly transmitted to Piot's ears. The Emperor of Russia, who was enamored and willing to pay $100,000 to get this invention. Even the Emperor is also planning to go to Europe himself to negotiate with this scientist. However, when the king suddenly died, the hope of possessing a perpetual engine has also vanished. Then, a prize of 1,000 German marks is awarded to who can prove that the scientist's device does not actually work forever. But surprisingly, the secret of the wheel. Not a brilliant scientist, just the mate of this scientist. She revealed that the room has wheels. There's a double wall. There's someone pulling the rope inside, making the wheels spin. It turns out that perpetual motion machines are just a scam. But it's easy for people to trust. Reflect the intense human desire in the creation of a perpetual machine. But the Europeans didn't give up. The continuous design born with the hope of creating a perpetual machine. From spiral water supply to the idea of using inertia, the floating force of water, or the effect of Mao. But then everything failed. Gradually, humans realized that any machine that generates power, they all need energy from the outside. Despite understanding this, but scientists at the time, I can't explain it in theory. Until the mid-19th century, with the birth of energy conservation and transformation law, people just realized that energy does not arise and does not die. It means things that are moving will keep moving. Things that stand still will continue to stand still. It just transforms from one form to another. And in that transition, total energy is always conserved. Thanks to this discovery, humanity is gradually giving up the dream of perpetual motion and start moving towards more practical inventions, obeying the laws of science, of energy and matter. And now the next question is Earth, the planet we live on. Is it a type of perpetual motion machine? Exists or not? Earth and the planets that make SAO can rotate themselves. And whether their self-rotation, is it forever or not? We're going to solve this mystery right away. Maybe you already know that our Earth formed about 4.6 billion years ago, in the early stages of the solar system's formation. After the sun is out, movement according to the elliptical shape around the sun. Then our Earth, as well as other celestial bodies, all have the phenomenon of rotating around their own axis. Then do something too. The Earth can rotate on its own axis like that. There's a theory that can be explained. For this self-rotation is at the initial moment, Earth or other celestial bodies. It's all made up of large clouds of gas and dust, under the influence of gravity. And the dust is slowly shrinking as the density increases until you reach a certain state. If gravity is directed at the center, from all directions perfectly balanced, a mass of dust that can form a planet, or form a small planet with an absolutely uniform density. And theoretically, then, such an object, it cannot be self-turned. Such perfection will never exist. At that time, centripetal forces from multiple directions are needed. There is a difference in density, and it is further deposited with additional materials, attract other celestial bodies, or experience gravitational pull from nearby celestial bodies. It's because of this disparity. Make it self-rotating. To make it easier to understand, when we place a globe on the table, it's completely still, isn't it? But that, when we use our hands to apply a force to it, or there's some force, impact on the key or half of the bridge, then it's going to have a spinning phenomenon. However, with the force of gravity and friction, then these self-rotation phenomena will soon come to a stop. And 4. With our Earth and other celestial bodies, it doesn't have any friction at all, or it's under a very small force. For such a large object, therefore, this self-rotation has existed for a very long time. You should remember that here is this self-rotation. It seems to us as if it's infinite and long-lasting. However, according to research scientists, this self-rotation has got a bit of a slowdown. Specifically, about 600 million years ago, Earth only takes about 21 hours to be able to complete a rotation around the axis. And so far, it's taken 24 hours. And people have also been able to measure that. Every 100 years or so, the Earth would slow down by about 1.7 milliseconds. It means that one day it will stop spinning. And for 1.7 milliseconds over 100 years, that's a very small number, isn't it? So it's almost impossible to feel it, the slowing down of this rotation. After the explanations above, we already know that the Earth is not a type of perpetual motion machine. And now, we have come to know that perpetual motion machines do not exist, at least until now. What is your opinion? Is it that we humans, in a not-too-distant future, is it possible to invent this perpetual motion engine? Leave your comments in the comments. Thank you for coming with me to the end of this video. Leave a like and a channel subscription. Together we will find other mysteries in the next videos.